So my name is Dave Offierski. I'm from the Konrad Group. We are a mobile and technology development partner. We work with a lot of the companies in the room across a variety of different industries as well as technology groups. Here's just a quick overview of who we work with and some of the projects that we've worked on with Paul and with some of the other folks in the room. Canada's Smartest Person, Over the Rainbow, Republic of Doyle, Spelling Night in Canada, the Discovery apps, MTV Canada, CTV. If you think of us as kind of like the general contractors of kind of making the second screen experience work, we help build the front end mobile, web and tablet experiences with the television producers, with the third-party technology companies. And so we've gained a lot of experience in how these things work, how to make them work, and these are kind of complex problems to solve. There's a lot of variables at play, but we've also learned a lot along the way about how to design great second screen experiences and audience engagement experiences. One of the big things that is happening, and we've discussed it at length today, is the notion that that platforms or audience engagement tools are now able to deliver dynamic, real-time content to devices. These apps facilitate, or these platforms, these multiple screens facilitate two-way communication, allowing users to participate in the action on screen. And experience-driven design, which is the topic of what I'm presenting here today, allows media producers to deliver the most temporally relevant and actionable information to their audience. So we're going to do a bit of a deep dive about the different best practices and some of the pitfalls of how we design these experiences, largely focusing on tablet, device, and desktop. Some of the stuff that we've learned. So, in sum, we're inviting the audience to get in the game. And participation through audiences, it's not anything new, but it works really, really well for news, reality, and sports formats. We've had great examples from each of those. One of the most relevant examples was the Over the Rainbow apps and second screen platform that we built with CBC. This had a whole bunch of stuff thrown in, and it was a really big success. Paul talked about it, but the apps allowed you to access special content as the audience, to access special content, to learn about the contestants, to discuss and participate on the social networks, Twitter and Facebook, provide real-time feedback on the performances, which we're gonna go into a little bit more depth on, take part in real-time challenges, and to vote for your favorite Dorothy. So there was a lot of different technologies running in the app and throughout the production. You know, we've got interactive partners. We've got people like Tessa who are designing this experience. We've got the production teams and the broadcast teams. The audience is involved, of course. We've got our first screens, the broadcast. We've got second screens and third screens. There's a lot happening, and then we've got integration with a whole bunch of different technology platforms like Neverknow, VizRT, TV Plus, and we have to think hard about how we're going to design for all of these different component parts to go into a simple, actionable experience that gets users more engaged. And so there is one of the things that we did, the whole idea of experience-driven design is that we're moving away from standard or linear design and moving to a nonlinear design where there's lots of different things happening based on audio watermarking technology, and so you're throwing up content and throwing a different experience at the users on their handheld, on their device, or on their iPad based on what's happening in the show. And that is a pretty big departure from traditional mobile experience design, which has typically been very linear. If we think about, you know, great design, Twitter, Foursquare, Facebook, it's all very typified. It's a map from start to finish. As I drill in, if I hit the back button, I can get back to where I was before. And that's not really happening in a lot of these experiences. So we have to kind of think about different ways to present this information to the participant, the audience, in ways that make sense. We had instructional overlays that kind of gave the audience very quick pinpoints of information as to how to use the app, which I think they found really, really helpful. And this was an example of kind of the content syncing. We gamified the app, which was really successful. The more engaged the audience was, the more participatory the audience was, the more they were rewarded, and the better they, the more clout they had to vote for their Dorothy, their favorite Dorothy. The killer app, or the killer feature, I think, of the Over the Rainbow app was the crystal ball, which allowed the audience to give real-time feedback on the Dorothy's show the Dorothy's performance during the show. And so, as you can see here, we had the real-time slider, and you could rank from kind of gold to ruby red based on how you felt the Dorothy performed, and that led through to feedback to the production studio, which gave the producers real-time feedback, which they fed up onto the screen. And so, and actually, Alan gave a really good overview of that. And so, now we want to talk about what are the things that we want to focus on here. So, what do we present to the audience to make them feel engaged, to drive engagement, and to make them feel involved, but at the same time, allow the producers to control the experience, to allow production to happen. And so, I think the big thing that we want to focus on here is give the audience a voice, but control the variables. So who's the best pop diva? Well, we're only allowing 3 choices. So what are the best ways to get people involved? So voting. I think polls are really an obvious choice, but control the number of variables, and control the outcome. And so with Over the Rainbow, we had the crystal ball. We only had 3 different selectors, or 3 different spots on the selector. So it could really only be yellow, orange, or red. And then that made it simple, because all this information is coming back into the production studio in real time based on the broadcast, and you have to control those variables. Design different interactions for different audiences based on who you're trying to target. Youth audiences are going to be potentially more open to more touch points, just like we were talking about how youth are hands down, heads up. Give them the opportunity to make their voice heard, and potentially to influence the outcome, to become part of the narrative. But I think the important thing there is to also, once again, control for the outcome. And so, one of the other things that we would recommend is give simple visual cues to allow users to quickly establish an emotional response. And then I think the big thing here that we want to figure out is how to filter through the noise and to make this add to the narrative. And so the whole notion of the choose your own adventure experience, where you're matching up what's happening on the screen with what you would like to see happen. So should Jen go on a date with Brad, and excuse me, and giving the ability for the audience to determine the outcome. Show the audiences what you want them to do, and then show them how to do it. And often this happens by building a really, really simple interface for them to participate with. So we're really big on focusing, building simple tools, and having it take over the screen to allow you to do one thing very, very quickly and simply. And I think that's the best way at this point to introduce audience engagement. And we've seen a lot of examples of where we're going to get to in the future with real-time rendering. And it's very exciting as to where we're at and where we're going to go. But these are the tools that we're working with right now. Thank you.